Blacks and whites, so-called, should not even be in the same hemisphere. Black sister Supreme Court Justice, power to the people, is married to a white man.
We're only talking about two things today: the New York subway attacker and the media bias that's been portrayed on that whole thing. Holy cow, they would have ran in a different direction had a couple of the different variables been different, and also the Chinese lockdowns, which are a dystopian form of holy crap, what the heck is going on? All that and more coming up on this episode of Daily Caller Live. My name is Jobob. Daily Caller Live starts right now.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
That might be the only brown guy on earth named Jobob.
That is actually her name, Jobob.
Live from a dingy bunker completely cut off from the outside world, except for you fine folks. My name is Jobob. Today it is April 13th, the year of our Lord 2022, and this is Daily Caller Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. Short and sweet one today. We're only going to cover two things, but I feel like they're freaking important things. The New York subway attack yesterday has some heavy bias going in one direction from all of your media outlets. We're going to discuss that. And then also, there's like 300 million people in China currently under lockdown, which is insane. But first, I want to get to this. This is the big thing that I want to talk about today. The media bias here is insanity. Obviously, of course, we knew that already, but it's more evident now than ever, especially considering all the videos that are out. Just to lay this out for you, if you weren't paying attention yesterday, there was a shooting and smoke bombs in a New York subway yesterday. The shooting took place Tuesday morning in the Sunset Park neighborhood. As a crowd approached the N train, 36 yada yada yada, 30 shots were fired before the suspect fled the scene. In addition, 10 people were hit by gunfire, 5 of whom were critically injured. At least 13 people suffered injuries related to smoke inhalation, falls, or panic attacks, the authorities say. Here's the thing about the suspect that is, I'm not entirely sure how to put this. We saw when the Wisconsin parade massacre driver found out, oh, it's a middle-aged or younger black male, we're not going to talk about that anymore. Same thing seems to be going on here. A bunch of the videos that this shooter / attacker put out in the past have come up to light within a day, and they're not good. Eric Adams, the mayor of New York and the NYPD, increased the person of interest to a suspect. Police spent the night searching for a man named Frank James, who is now being named as the suspect of the investigation, an NYPD spokeswoman said Wednesday. She wouldn't confirm if anyone was in custody. Well, let's just get to this right now. Shooting comes among a rise in a surge in violent crimes in the city. Shootings are up 8.4% across the New York City year to date at 322 incidents compared with 297 in the same period in 2021, according to the latest NYPD data. Nowhere where I read anything happening about this did it mention the race of the guy doing the shooting. Now, as we're being consistent with how we cover these things entirely, I don't frankly care. It's a heinous act and a terrible thing for anybody to do. It's horrific what happened to the people that were victims of this attack. But in all honesty, the person that did, I don't care about the person that did it, is what I'm trying to say. I think they're the scum of the earth and should face the full extent of the United States judiciary system punishment. But if videos had come out and it was some white supremacist dude, there's no question that the New York Times, the Washington Post, the AP, Reuters, all of your big mainstream media people would be all over it. But the fact that it's the opposite means that it was nowhere to be found in any of your articles. The big breaking New York Times article that was like, 20 paragraphs long, didn't mention a thing about it. Now I'm going to play some clips here of this guy talking to it, I don't know, his YouTube channel or whatever it is. Clearly, this dude is a crazy person. That goes without saying. But again, while I don't think race matters in so many of these situations, the media is making it matter because of their refusal to cover it based on what seems like the guy's race. I'm going to play some clips for you. I tried to get all of the censoring the bad words. If one of them slipped, I'm super sorry. I don't know. I missed it. But I see a couple thousand of you watching it. I would really, really appreciate you clicking the little like button or the little angry button if that's what you're feeling right now. That's what I'm feeling right now. And the little share button, because people need to see this, because the media as a whole is not covering this. I didn't even see it on Fox News. Drew Hernandez, who's a buddy of mine, posted this on Twitter, and I pulled it down. Andy No also posted this on Twitter. We pulled this video down. I don't think you're seeing this anywhere else. So if you wouldn't mind clicking the little share button, people need to see this. Listen to this crazy person who was the now suspect, not in custody, of the New York subway attacks.
Blacks and whites, so-called, should not even be in the same hemisphere. I would have to forfeit my life in order to respond to these bitches and to put them in their proper place. If you want to put me in my place, you have a place too, bitch. And that's a white or black talking. You have a place too, motherfucker. And that's off this planet. That's off this earth. You are a crime against nature and life, motherfucker. There's no other way to talk about it. What do you contribute to life on this earth again? Say this for 50 million times. What do you contribute to life on this planet? Stinking white or black bitch. And the answer is nothing. But and pollution. That's your contribution. And that's all you contribute to life here. Pollution. So why the are you alive? You're a parasite. You're a life-sucking parasite that contributes nothing here. What the are you talking about? Prove what to you? Except that I can do something unfortunate that I don't want to do to you. And this is what is begging for.
So there's that. There's another video that I'm going to play in, I don't know, 60 seconds that is also crazy, talking about Ketanji Brown Jackson marrying a white man. Why that makes any difference at all to anyone, I have no idea. But this guy took some serious offense to it. But the thing that I'm trying to reiterate here is that, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter to me. It's still as bad of a crime. Doesn't matter who commits it, what race, gender, ethnicity, religious belief. You commit a crime like this, you're an insane person that should be dealt with by the criminal justice system severely. As long as we're getting that out of the way, nobody, and I mean nobody, NBC, CBS, ABC News, Fox News even, CNN, MSNBC, nobody is bringing this up. And while I'm not entirely sure that they should overall, if this were the other direction, they 100% would. The shooting massacre that took place in the spas in, I believe, North Carolina, but I'm not entirely sure, by that deranged dude who happened to be white. The media made a big stink about this. This is anti-Asian racism. That's what this is. Dude was just a crazy person that had a sex problem. So, again, not diminishing the crime at all. Still a terrible crime, and he should be severely punished for it. But the media ran with it. So why then, if they're going to be so quick to run with other stories in the opposite direction, why then is nobody talking about this crazy person who clearly is as racist as anybody in the country? Watch this clip when he's talking about the Supreme Court justice. Click the little like button, click the little share button. This is bananas.
I had no idea with that African name that she would be married to a white man. One of my subscribers brought that to my attention. Yeah. Our black sister Supreme Court Justice power to the people, is married to a white man. Let me see this fucking picture. I don't believe this. Oh, God. Wait a minute. This is the motherfucker. There he is. There he is, right? White man. Black sister. Ketanjate. Whatever her name is. Married to a white man.
I'm sorry, that was a little. He didn't even know her. Ketanjate. I think if I said that, I'd be called racist. But he can mispronounce it all he wants, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. This is what we're dealing with here. Like I said, heinous crime, no matter who commits it. But the fact that a bunch of your mainstream outlets are not covering this at all, not even giving it a mention in the 20-paragraph New York Times article, should tell you something. The last time this happened, this was the Milwaukee Christmas parade late last year, where a driver who drove through the parade killed 6 people, injuring dozens. Just an update on that. He pled not guilty in February and is still awaiting trial. Not going to use his name here. Not going to use this other guy's name. Just crazy. The other big, massive story that I want to talk about is what's going on in China right now. This is beyond crazy. You want to talk about tyranny in the United States, because it happened to a much lesser extent than it did in China, but a bunch of your big blue states, big blue governors, big blue politicians were very, very adamant about locking down and shutting people out of society. That doesn't even compare to what's happening in China right now. On Monday, the U.S. State Department ordered the departure of any non-emergency employees and their families from the city of 25 million people, Shanghai, China. Which, holy cow, 25 million people. New York has like 8 or 9 million. That's the biggest city in America. Shanghai is like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Boston combined. Holy crap, I had no idea that was that many people in that city. The U.S. Department ordered non-emergency employees to evacuate due to a surge in COVID-19 cases and the impact of restrictions related to China's response. That's what they're evacuating for. It's not because the COVID cases are going up. It's because of the impact that the Chinese government is now putting on the people due to the rising COVID cases. The notice came just days after the State Department authorized a voluntary departure for staff from Shanghai. A travel advisory also urges Americans to reconsider travel to all of China, citing the stringent COVID restrictions, including the risk of parents and children being separated. Yeah, holy crap. China's most populous city has been under a chaotic and uncompromising city lockdown for weeks, with many residents unable to access basic goods like food and medical care. It is crazy in China. So if you don't know anything about China, which you should by now, we are going to have to go through a crazy decoupling from China here in the next couple years, couple decades. We've become super dependent on Chinese products, and we have to stop that. But if you're unfamiliar, China has some of the most strict COVID policies on planet Earth. They are zero COVID policy tolerant. That's what they're trying to pull off in the crazy state of China, or crazy country of China. Here's a couple of videos of some people. So if you speak out against the Chinese Communist Party, you are disappeared pretty quickly and pretty immediately. Here are some people doing exactly that. I wanted to play this because this is if you're just listening to the audio section, you're gonna have to go watch this because it's pretty visual, and obviously you don't speak Chinese, but the subtitles are there, and it makes it, I don't know, man. What's going on here is nuts, and these people standing up to the Chinese Communist Party authority have some guts on them. Watch this. So those are all a bunch of people So here in the United States, when you defy the lockdown orders, nothing really actually happened to you. It's crazy that people complied with them, but we saw, especially during all of the BLM protests and riots across the country, that, COVID takes a back seat when it comes to social issues. In China, though, if you protest things, you can be in for a rude awakening when it comes to the Chinese Communist Party. I'm going to keep playing this on, just keep rolling with this. Here's another guy yelling at the cops. Because he doesn't have any food, which is a pretty good reason to be yelling at the cops.
你知道不知道？你告诉我烧是不肯，我买什么？我吃什么？我喝什么？你把人逼死了！我不多吃，我住不多，我生在这实惠的。我实惠是我父母给你们供了2个月，这2个月他们怎么过的？ 我的外婆独居老人，没有人照顾。你把我们封着，他喝什么？他吃什么？你把人给逼死了。
If you're just listening to this, he's yelling about his parents, his grandparents who don't have any food to eat, which again is a pretty good reason to yell. It says you're driving ordinary people into revolt. Shanghai, this is no way for me to live. They're not doing anything. The government isn't doing anything at all. There was a tweet that somebody posted from the Chinese social media platform saying, you can die of starvation, but you can't die of COVID. That is not allowed in communist China. I want to keep rolling on with this just because we're a little bit short on time today. Gotta hop off here in a couple minutes. But listen to this. If you haven't seen this already, this is the drone videos and the talk about 1984 dystopian nightmare. They've got drones with speakers saying, people resist your urge for freedom, as well as little mechanical robot dogs going through the streets with megaphones telling people the same thing. Watch this. This is chilling.
体温，请消毒，少聚众，请通风，科学防疫，文明随行。戴口罩，勤洗手，测体温。九名校园的居民朋友们，在疫情封控期间，请严格遵守市政府相关防疫规定，控制灵魂对自由的渴望，不要开窗歌唱，此行为有疫情传。
So, for all of you people out there, and I know there's probably not many of you watching this that think the United States is a bad country and evil dictators run the United States of America, thank God you don't live in China, because it is crazy there, and I don't think it lets up anytime soon. Not to deepen the distress here, but a lot of people, I'm sure, are thinking, well, why? Good thing I'm not in China. Sucks for them, but that's how it is. Well, unfortunately, this is going to actually affect you too. Inflation numbers came out yesterday, 8.5% year over year, which is huge. But that's not even considering or taking into account the Russian conflict, which actually will start affecting inflation. The Biden administration is trying to entirely blame Putin for that. That's dumb. Inflation was setting record numbers before that. But it will actually have an effect depending on how much it impacts the Europeans' economy, all of that sort of stuff. Also, the lockdowns in China, I saw this tweet, about 373 million people across 45 Chinese cities are under either full or partial lockdowns as of Monday. According to estimates by economists and the investment bank Nomura, these cities occupy 26% of China's population and 40% of its economic output. With those continue to be under lockdown, we're going to see the effects of that because, like I mentioned earlier, we are under crippling dependency on Chinese products, cheap Chinese products that end up breaking after not all that long. But 40% of their economic output comes from those 373 million people that are currently under lockdown. So that is also going to affect our supply chain. So not to make a bad thing worse, inflation is already through the roof. The Biden administration spending more money than we don't have is going to continue to boost inflation. And on top of that, unfortunately, the supply chain due to the Chinese lockdowns and the supply chain due to the Russian war invasion in Ukraine are going to affect inflation also. So that, ending it on a positive note, I guess. We'll see you tomorrow. Same place. Sorry, different place, same time. We'll be from Phoenix. Today's going to be an interesting day. I think we might go live on the Daily Caller page a little bit earlier. I'm going to be up in Berkeley covering a protest. Covering a speech that will likely be protested. So we might go live on the Daily Caller page today. I'll have some clips and some video tidbits of that. Then we got to go to Phoenix and do the thing over there. So we'll be same time, different place tomorrow. If you haven't already, give me a follow on any of your social media platforms because I am hilarious on the Instagram and keep pumping out bangers in terms of hilarity. Would appreciate a follow. Just type in JOBOB on any of your social media platforms. You can follow me and keep up and also do the live streams that we do randomly. We're live streaming a lot nowadays. So that's going to do it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Anything that happens across the entire planet, we'll be covering it tomorrow as long as it's big enough to make it into our time slot. That's going to do it for us. See you tomorrow. God bless America.